Good afternoon. Welcome to the Open Gate Show for Saturday, September 30th. In life, what's happening to another individual, others may not know much, less understand. Anyway, let's get to this 10-race program, which starts approximately 11:30 a.m. and 11 declared for this race. It's for children up, optional claiming 300 to 400,000, with 6 children up who hasn't won 4 races. 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters. Number 1, Duke of Springs. Not showing much since that form in May. Here now against weaker and suspected horses could emerge and run well. Number 2, Buzz Assault. My respects to the United Racehorse Trainers Association President, Patrick Smelly, but 6 furlongs looks a bit long to create an assault here in the winners, to get into the winners enclosure, that is. Number 5, Bo Sammy. He's a bit consistent and should stay in the mix for a place in the top 4 or 5. Number 6, High Diplomacy, came for 750,000 in early May, and since that, fixed by 7.5 and finished has run awfully poor. Continues to work on the exercise track. That's very interesting, and it's for a barn that can get them focused seriously. So obviously, High Diplomacy should be given some consideration. Number 7, Ayo Primero. Shout out to Morris Crooks, trainer Morris Crooks, and owner Morris Crooks. Number 9, let me get back to Higher Primero. Normally when I give a shout out to a trainer or owner, it spells that I think the horse has a chance. Well, 11 horses running, anything can happen. Number 9, Koana, 3rd start, comes tomorrow, off a long hiatus. Could be crank up now for this. Number 10, Noble Impulse. Follow your impulse. I'm following mine. Number 11, Kyle. Enjoying a fair form cycle, of which could get her in the mix in the top 3. One of these, number 1, Duke of Springs. Number 11, Kyle. Number 9, Kwana. Number 5, Bo Sammy. Number 6, High Diplomacy. One of those 5 should win. Second race, it goes 5 furlongs straight or 1,000 meters straight. It's a made special weight for native bred 2-year-olds. At this time of year, only 5 could start. There has to be a serious reason. This is ridiculous, but anyway. 5 debutants against 1 experienced horse. Number 1, Rosetta, born the 6th of April. Rome Philly by Bull Conquest out of Kalila by He's the Real Thing. Carlton Watson owns Weiss 1955 Limited. Bred this horse, got pregnant and groomed. Champion trainer chasing the Costa Trains. Jerome Ennis gets the call. When this horse came from the farm, I saw him being washed off and tidying up to get into the stall, and I liked her. Still a little green, but this horse is going to run well. Number 2, Miss Cherry, born the 13th of March, based filly by Sensational Slam out of 50 Shades of Ray by Zanzero. Richard Zan and Alexander Abel own and bred this horse. This filly, Riverton Nelson, the groom, Dane Dawkins, he gets the call. This is a half to Mojito, and I like this horse out of the 3 entries that Richard Zan starts here. Number 3, Buttercup, born the 2nd of February, based filly by Conquest Cherry Mesh, out of Shahar by Law of the Sea. Naya owns this horse. Richard Zan, he trains and bred this one. Seabird Lewis the groom, Tevin Foster the rider. Been showing some use and could be part of the top 4. Number 4, Francis, born the 13th of March, a base filly by Savoy Stamp Orders and Jazzy Jet by Aldous Cat. Naya, second horse that Naya owns in this race, Richard Zan trains and bred this horse along with Edison Chai. Riverton Nelson, the groom Radish Roman, will ride. Francis is bred, well, in my opinion, to try to get a distance of ground with the speed mare, the Jazzy Jet, and the staying line of Savoy Stamp. So let's see what will happen. Number 5, Himaya, the most experienced, well, has to be the most experienced horse here. Ran, well, never been off the board and ran second by a length and a quarter to stablemate, going 3 furlongs straight when first time blinkers was applied. Has to improve, I don't think. Even so, he can come out the winner here, but should run good. Number 2, Miss Cherry. Number 4, Francis. Number 1, Rosetta. That's the order I'm selecting. Third race goes a mile or 1,600 meters. It's for children up. Optional claiming $450,000 to $550,000. 5 years and up was only won 3 races, as well as imported 5 years and up was only won twice, are eligible for this distance race. 6 declared. Number 1 Wowza, claimed in last and has to come good. Normally trainer Donovan Russell presents his horses in good fashion. I have a 33% in the money average so far this season, trainer Donovan Russell. Number 3, Simba the Lion, unpredictable to leave the gates well, but this time, if he breaks, could impact somewhere in the top 3. Number 4, Riding Flight, was in front of number 3, Simba the Lion, on the 21st of January, beating that one by a head. That was a long while ago though. Number 5, Fourth Line, will have pace to close at here, but to win, the form horses have to have faults. In the 6, the Citadel, obviously, have issues, but regardless, has to be respected at this claiming level. He has been working on the track, especially Tuesday, the 26th of September, pacing 7 furlongs, 143 and 3/5. I'm selecting number 3, Simba the Lion, from number 5, Fourth Line, number 6, the Citadel, as my top 3 here. Either any one of them could win. Amazing what it takes to have a race run in honor of the great jockey. Well, one of the greatest jockeys to ride at Caymanas Park, Emilio Bimbo Rodriguez. I'm so happy that that is forthcoming at last, under the circumstances of a lot of persuasion by 1, 2, 3 persons. I won't say those names. All right, 4th race goes 1,100 meters or 5.5 furlongs. 8 declared for this, restricted to allowance 5. Eligible on native bred 4s and up, was only one once, and imported 4s and up who are still maidens. Number 1, Storm Come. Lots of storm has been coming in our region recently, but not here in Jamaica at Caymanas Park. The weather can change, as we all know. Number 2, Minute Walk, is a possibility. Number 3, Print Quality, has no speed, so he has to hope the speed collapses. Very fit gelding, that I can tell you. Number 7, Cottonwood Cathy, one of 2 here for trainer Ryan Darby. Not one to rely on, but has speed when programmed, so this makes this horse a serious factor. Number 8, Followed, the other Derby entry, has to bounce back to previous form of that terrible run on last. That was last week. Then Dawkins, interestingly, gets the call to ride her tomorrow. Number 2, Minute to Walk. Number 1, Storm Come. Number 3, Print Quality. Number 7, Cottonwood Cathy. One of those 4. Well, 4 of those 4 should rock the exacta. We're at halfway stage, race 5. 1100 meters or 5.5 furlong. 9 declared. Maiden condition race 4, daily bet 4 is up. Number 1, Who Done It, should be part of the top 4. Number 2, Millennium Star, was a length and a half in front of number 1, Who Done It. Therefore, she makes a team with that one to fight for the top 4 slot. Number 3, Empress Michaela. The one who was approximately 3 lengths in front of both number 2, Millennium Star, and number 1, Who Done It. So we have them meeting again. One of these should win unless number 9, Hunza, holds out all the way to take pictures in the winner's enclosure. Number 8, Hunza, seemingly leading rider, Rian Lewis prefers this one over number 3, Empress Nikela, and number 1, Who Done It, who he has ridden last out. Is Hunza a solid out horse to be going on the round this time? He's been getting a lot of support. Well, let's see as he's loan speed tomorrow. Number 3 though, Empress Nikela from number 8 Hunza, number 2 Millennium Star, number 1 Who Done It. We go to race 6 and big field, 16 declared for this 800 meters or 4 furlong straight race. It's a maiden condition race for nearly about 3-year-olds. Number 1, Shale Avi, big, strong colt, who has been training for ages. Should have learned a lot from that debut run on the 7th of August, going 5 furlong straight with up with the speed and flattened a bit to be 7th, 5 lengths behind Uncle Bob, Password, and Slam Dunk. The visor is on, so too the leading rider, Rian Lewis. Number 4, Tots, could earn a low exotic slot. Number 6, Deadly Nightshade. Slightly fussy filly. I like her mom, Choo Choo Blue. I hope you remember that top campaigner. Well-bred American horse who has a lot of speed. Deadly Nightshade is coming off a layoff, and this useful filly has some issues after that good display on the 5th of March. That's her last run, when showing speed and finished second, a length and a quarter behind Rose Apple, working well and very light. She's a light filly too, but look happy and could get the job done. Well, she should against these. Number 7, Tapping In, a debutant born the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, 3-year-old based filly by Tapilu, out of whose Orchid by Who's Staying On. Michael Mattis, not the veteran trainer. This is a new owner. He owns Vincent Lumsden. He bred this one, Margaret Parkland trains, Dwayne Downey, the groom, apprentice Calvin Bailey will ride. Not much to say on this one, and this one will need a few races to really tap in to showing to gain some money in the top 4 or thereabout. Number 9, Sensational Simple Sensational rather. 75 and nothing last out against Weaker. Looks though to be a slick customer, so you better beware. Number 11, Altitude. At times one has to go high to see things. Could get into the lower mix at huge odds. My friend Edmund was on the hills this morning speaking to me. So this could be a rake. This horse could get into the top 4 or thereabout. A trifecta, superfecta, and thereabout. Anyway, let's get serious. Number 13, Always Right. Gotten fair support in all 5 starts yet. Something needs to get right. Number 14, Shipahoi. Tevin Foster is back. So too, your interest should be back on Shipahoi. Number 14, Ertugrul. Of course, you know Ertugrul is a very famous and protected bird. This is a horse though, and he will be getting first time Lasix and tongue tie after 2 career starts. Well drawn. Well, to say well drawn, how much horses out of the straight now drawn on the outside are doing well? You know, it doesn't seem as if the draw has as much advantage as before. Anyway, he could be ready to fly, but he has to fly well in order to win. Number 6, you know, it looks a good thing that the Nightshade, or I should say should be a good thing. But number 1, Shadow V, is a dangerous horse. I think the race is between number 1, Shadow V, and number 6, that the Nightshade. Number 16, Ertugrul, if Focus could run in the mix. Number 14, Shipahoi, another who should be given serious consideration into the bottom level, number 11, Altitude. The few who are praying for a horseman all over the world, keep it up. We surely need your prayers. Sept race goes 4 front straight or 800 meters straight, restricted allowance 2. Native children up who was only won once, and imported children up who remains a maiden are those who qualify. 11 declared. Number 1, Brian Express, 1 of 2 here for Feliciani. Very light, coming off a respite, and should be at a level of improvement to get on the board. Number 2, Hours Rain, fits well with these and is a very dangerous filly. Number 4, Golden Syrup, is coming along, but not sweet enough to bother these as yet. However, could get into the lower exotics. Oh God. Number 5, Delilah. Do you trust her? Okay, I can't disagree with you. Number 6, Ridgeliner, back from almost a 4.5 month respite, broke his maiden over this course in February. Number 7, Running Glory, U.S. imported horse who makes her 10th start, showing not much nearing the winning post. Number 8, Coalition, well-bred horse was born here in Utah, 1.5 to stablemate, what his name is again, top campaign horse by Dave Murphy. Anyway, let's get on with it. Sure needs to improve in order to win, but could find a place in the lower order. Number 9, City Hawk, could earn an exalted spot at the good odds, also in the lower order. Number 10, Digital Light, first of 2 entries here for trainer Gary Griffiths, will be closing and should get on the board in a bang-up. Number 11, Fly Blue Jet, coming back off a brief respite, looking sharp and will run well tomorrow. Number 12, Blinking Light, the other Gary Griffiths training here. Number 13, Smart Asset. How can the track and pool analysts, well, the one who previews the race, male or female, says this horse is working well? Where in the book is that? Or is it only the owls can see that work, that print? Still, this is a nice little colt, which I like, and has value, and could be in the lower mix, the lowest part that is, well, who knows. Number 11, Fly Blue Chat. From number 2, Aries Rain. Number 1, with Brian Express. Number 5, Delilah. Number 10, Digital Light. Number 13, Smart Asset. Race 8, Remember, subscribe to the Open Gate Show, where you will see previews and interviews, which would be very interesting. Tell everyone about it. And for you, if you don't know how to subscribe, ask someone who knows. This race goes 7.5 furlongs or 1,500 meters, overnight allowance 3 hours and up. 11 declared to run. Number 1, Champion Bubble has been doing better, going beyond 6 furlongs of late. Looked okay on Monday, the 25th of September, going 5 furlongs, galloping 5 furlongs, 101 and 3/5. But ain't bubbling as expected since April. Number 2, Rainsville, a very fit gelding. Number 3, Morimoto, highly thought of when training as a 2-year-old. Shows some spurts of quality frequently and fits well with these. Fair chance to get in the top 3. Number 4, Take a Punt, consistent quarterback running to gain points, but only scored 4 from 13 from punting. Number 6, Get a Pepsi, still kept in good stead by trainer Edward Burke. Number 7, I Realize, only 1 start for the season and can't be working any better for this race. September the 16th of September, get up 4 furlongs in 40 and 5th. And he was going at a stronger pace. So to finish in 48 for the last 4, that can't be more, that is superbly brilliant. Came back the 23rd of September, that's last Saturday, and got up 5 furlongs in 1 minute in 4/5. Lots of realization going on in all quarters lately. Well, let's see if this realization will come to fore in the winner's enclosure. Number 11, Brinks, money is scarce, and you have to be scared to carry it around. Let's see if this is a safe passage to get in the winner's enclosure now by this filly. Shout out to owner Everton Campbell, a humanitarian, a good man, and of course the Open Gate Show wishes him all the best always. Top 5, number 11, Brinks. Number 3, Morimoto. Number 7, I Realize. Top 3 horses here. Then comes number 6, Get a Pepsi. Number 1, Champion Bubbler for the lower order. We come to the penultimate race. Race 9. 12 furlongs, 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs. 9 declared. This is the 9th running of the Run One Trophy. Run One, former Horse of the Year, owned by Lenville Wallace. Shane Ellis, the regular rider, Garrett Sabrati, the trainer, class horse. This big US importee shouldered a lot of weight, allowing lumps of weight to opponents and doing well. This is what I call a good horse. When you can allow weight to your opponents and win or does well. When a horse is running against stable companions, which if it's a 7-horse field, 5 are from the same stable and 1 on the outside. For example, Will in Charge and the newest horse, and you're beating those horses loving your weight, or you're sitting almost level due to your sex allowance. And fans are saying the greatest horse ever to run. Okay, it's their opinion, but surely not mine. Still a brilliant filly indeed, not compared to Thornbird. Anyway, let's not get there. I mentioned 9 declared, I think I did. Number 1, Atlantic Convoy, was 2-5 on the board. Huge favorite when last at the races in May. Yet to be off the board, and something must have gone amiss in that race at 2 to 5 could be sorted out, and I'm expecting a good display comes tomorrow. Number 2, Divine Force, highly thought of American colt, working well after his issue was sorted out. He has been patiently trained by the great one, Philip Michael Fiani. Let's see what force this well-bred US colt will be at tomorrow. I should tell you, a race is better than 3 big workouts. If this horse doesn't need a race, I'm a point to think that he will win. Number 3, stablemate of Divine Force, Bazinga, very fit filling now. Meeting number 6, Lady Abin Mali, once again. Number 4, Afortunado, quietly getting back his motion, and I think after this race could show his true value. Number 5, Marlos, Goodwin last out at this exact distance, 26th of August, 6 furlongs. Closing won by a head at fairly decent odds. Finished in a time of 1:14 flat, beating Bootylicious and Rejected Raja. Will be in the top 3 or 4 at least tomorrow. Number 6, Lady Ab Himala, youthful filly. Number 7, Norbla is doing well, tiny little colt who has a lot of heart, but I want to be a player. And I should remind you, try and have this horse, this stallion rather, in your consideration for next season, because don't look at the stallion, look at what he has been producing, and look at his progenies. Number 9, Legit Boss, fairly consistent horse. Number 2, Divine Force for me. And number 1, Atlantic Convoy, or number 5, Milos for 2nd and 3rd. Number 3, Bazinga. Number 7, Norblar. Just a reminder before I go to race 10. You hear, you see, but is what you know is the reality. Most people don't know. Well, we can't. But the greatest thing, the Almighty knows. So we must always remember, whatever we do, He knows. Final race 10 is a restricted allowance 4. Eligible are native-bred 4th and up was only won twice, and imported 4th and up was only won once. 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters, 12 declared. Number 2, Traditional Lady, ran okay when closing with veteran jockey George Samuda last start. That was last week. Quickly back. Number 4, Great Trick, looking okay for a while now. Number 5, Unruly Dude, won easy and now up in class. That was off almost a 7-month hiatus. So he has to have a chance for the top 4. Possibly he could be a sorted out animal now. Number 6, Exodus. Well, the Exodus, disregard her last 2 starts. She must be respected here. Number 7, Tigray Express, was 1991 then, after when he ran okay on the 10th of September, going 5 furlongs round, closing from way off to get 4 to 1.5 lengths behind Airstream, Exceptional Babs, and 4-5. Some of those horses are in this race. Not much confidence was placed on he then, hence that long odds. And maybe why he ran so fast, the speed collapsed. If that happens again, he could get into the mix, as he could be a more focused animal now. Number 8, No More Deals, the horse to beat, but has to be ridden precisely, and Tevin Foster is capable of doing that. Number 12, 4-5, Youthful filly, who is plagued by unsoundness. Number 8, No More Deal. Number 5, Unruly Boss. Number 6, The Exodus. Number 7, Tigger Express. Number 2, Traditional Lady for the Law Order. And that's my order of selection. Anthony Blair, I'm dedicated to play a part in our horse racing because I wasted my talent in the early days. Hence, I created and named the Opening Gate Show, and will always try to do it whenever. I will try. Well, it's obvious. That is obvious anyway. Good luck. Take care. All the best.